Welcome to the Hampton Inn, where it's easy to see the difference, the service, and of course, the happiness. So come for the clean, spacious rooms, the staff that goes above and beyond for your happiness, the speedy business center, and stay for breakfast that's to die for. Leg day every day. The best local knowledge. And if we have this much fun, just imagine how much fun you'll have staying with us. Welcome to the Hampton Inn. Welcome to the Hampton Inn, where it's easy to see the difference, the service, and of course, the happiness.
Being well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well. Live well. That's.
And a very happy 4th of July to you. We welcome you to County 10's YouTube stream and KOVE Radio's coverage of the 129th Lander Pioneer Days Parade. I'm Jared Anderson, joined by Rachel May Herrera and Wyatt Barijka. As first and foremost here, we've got the VFW Auxiliary Post 954 rolling by, so we'll take a quick moment to honor America by standing and removing cover as we salute the flag and welcome you. A bit late here on the stream as we deal with some technical difficulties and some slow Wi-Fi here, but always a good day for a parade. Welcome Rachel May Herrera to the airwaves here on KOVE. Rachel, how are you this morning?
Hey, Jared, going good. How's it going with you?
Good. We see some of the first parade floats here going through. Don Stowe, Post 33, and the Don Stowe Auxiliary going by now in the Marine Corps League Friday. Department number 683. Also some Little League baseballers out there. Troop 52, I see. Rachel, we were remarking before the parade got started, this is one of the chillier 4th of Julys I can remember.
It is. It's usually too hot to handle, but it hasn't stopped the crowds from coming out. So
yeah, it's still a good crowd on hand here on Landers Main Street, and I'd say mid-50s is all right now. A little bit of precipitation has been in the air on and off throughout the morning. Not significant rain, but you're feeling a few raindrops, and cloud coverage definitely playing a factor. So a chilly 4th of July here. Rachel, you've got your family, and I know a lot of folks look forward to this year-round. What's your favorite thing about the 4th of July in Fremont County?
I think the favorite part for my whole family is just seeing all the people dressed up. They have some crazy outfits going, some fun skateboards and different things that they bring out to the parade. So that's funner than the parade itself, I think.
Yeah, and then what do you typically do after the parade? You got the Buffalo Barbecue here in town, the fireworks tonight. You guys usually have a 4th of July plan?
Yes, we do it all. We got to head over to City Park. There's the rodeo, the fireworks, family barbecues. So
nice. All right. Well, we'll let you get back to your family, but thanks for stopping on this morning here as we get connected and ready to go for the parade. A little bit of a stoppage after the presentation of our colors and the first few floats went by. Gives us an opportunity to let you know that our parade coverage is made possible by a few great folks, including Allstate, the 4th of July, as we celebrate the spirit of freedom. Allstate, the Brown Agency in Riverton, like to wish you a joyous Independence Day, whether you're gathering with loved ones or enjoying a peaceful day of reflection. Stay safe and protected with Allstate. Also, a big thank you to the Hampton Inn of Riverton this 4th of July. Celebrate your freedom with the Hampton Inn and Suites in Riverton. Wishing you a star-spangled holiday filled with joy, laughter, unforgettable moments. Hampton Inn and Suites, they're at 2500 North Federal Boulevard in Riverton. We'll see some of the parade marshals coming by here shortly. Marlene Young, John Washiki, and I believe we have one more marshal here as I gather my notes. The honorary parade marshal this year is Desi Sweeler. We'll tell you a little bit more about all of them as they roll by. Marlene Young, the parade marshal, was born in Riverton, graduated from Du Bois High School in 1950 as class valedictorian. She also worked on the radio station that you are potentially hearing this on, KOVE. She was a receptionist at KOVE in the early 50s, and then became Lander Pioneer Days Rodeo Queen, winning over 25 contests. She's also one of the top women racehorse owners and trainers in Wyoming, winning 15 championships in her storied career. Another one of the parade marshals this year is John R. Washakie. John, born at the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Wind River Agency Indian Hospital. John's wife, Bonnie, and together they have children, Tanya, Joseph, and Candace. John's experience includes being tribal administrator for the Shoshone Business Council for 18 years. He was also deputy tribal water engineer, retired from Fremont County District 21 as the library cultural specialist, and John is currently serving on the Eastern Shoshone Business Council. Here come the Marine Corps League. I thought they were a little bit earlier in the parade, but that's not the case, as now the Marine Corps rolling by, tossing out some candy to the kiddos here again on a chilly 4th of July. Lander Mayor Monty Richardson is also tossing out some candy. Monty always gracious with his time for us on KOVE and at County 10. You see him giving waves to the crowd, and a lot of kiddos in search of the candy out here this morning. There is Parade Marshal Marlene Young, is driven by Bill Elder in the white Mustang, followed by John Washakie. Now, John is accompanied by 5 of his sons, all of which are great-grandsons of Chief Washakie. See if I can run first names down for you. There's Pat, George, James, Allen, and one more whose name I cannot make out in this handwriting, so my apologies greatly there. But again, all great-grandsons of Chief Washakie on horseback, as John Washakie, one of the parade marshals. Again, honorary parade marshal this year is Desi A. Sweeler. Desi grew up in Hudson, had many family businesses, including Sweeler's Bar and Grill, Sweeler's Light and Power, the Derby Bar. She graduated from Fremont County Vocational High School in 1937. Lander Pioneer Days Rodeo rolling by. Lainey Duncan is the queen this year. Aspen Gordon, the junior queen. Brianna Bauer, the junior queen attendant. Riley Gordon is the princess. Carter Robinson, the attendant. And Gus Robinson is the ambassador. And here come the Lander Cattle Women royalty. The prince for the Cattle Women is Nash Belshner. Princess Casey Anna Espinoza is riding in Bill Elder's vehicle there as well. And we get the Wyoming Life Resource Center float on by now, as they're a regular parade participant. As Rachel Mejorado mentioned in the open here of the parade, there is a great turnout of folks again this year. It was a slower arriving crowd than usual, as I think some of the chillier weather kept some folks away. Special Olympics Wyoming with the parade banner. And more from the Wyoming Life Resource Center now, as a train has begun to emerge on your screen. And got the Buffalo Barbecue coming up at the Lander City Park later today. I believe the Low Water String Band providing the tunes there, and a great fundraiser. Fireworks throughout the day, all over Lander, and glad to see that the Lander Old Timers Rodeo Association will have their large fireworks display again tonight. Coverage of the parade at county10.com. Our Vince Tropea making his way through the crowd, snapping some photos. And then later today at 2 p.m., we're going to be able to video stream the DuBois parade as Charene Herrera is in the high country in DuBois, and we'll bring you parade coverage over there. Seeing some of the Lander Volunteer Fire Department making their way through. This won't be the only time we see firefighters in this parade, as they usually conclude things as well, but want to thank our volunteer firefighters. We do year-round, but always a great time to highlight all they do for the community of Lander and really all the Fremont County volunteer firefighters. Sincere thank you wherever you're tuned in from here. If you're watching on County 10's YouTube channel, go ahead and put in the comments where you're tuned in from. Would love to give you some shout-outs. Even if you're watching in Fremont County, let us know where you're tuned in from. If you're around the great state of Wyoming or somewhere else, we had a lot of folks last year. Charene and I did the broadcast, and a lot of folks were checking in from all around the country, so that was really fun to see. So if you want to throw us a comment where you're tuned in from, get some shout outs here for you. I want to give a big thank you to Wyatt Barijka. The reason you are seeing this video is 100% due to Wyatt. Here early, setting everything up and with all the technical know-how, and then right after this is over, Wyatt's going to jet up to DuBois and bring you coverage of that parade. While we see some more firefighters going by, I want to thank our good friends at the Lander Chamber of Commerce for making parade coverage possible. Whether you're gathered with loved ones for a backyard barbecue or enjoying festivities downtown, let's come together as a community, embracing the spirit of unity, liberty, and opportunity that make our nation so extraordinary. That's a message from all of the staff at the Lander Chamber of Commerce, wishing you a happy and safe 4th of July. See some of the Civil Air Patrol going by. Wind River Composite Flight 44. Also see the Boy Scouts Troop 52. And here comes the Northern Arapaho Powwow Royalty. Try to let you listen in here for a moment. Fun to hear the sights and sounds every year from the Northern Arapaho Powwow Royalty. Have a military Humvee on the way, at least according to the agenda. I'm not sure if that's actually what's coming or not, but the parade agenda says David Lehman's military Humvee is on the way, followed by the Elks Club, and it looks like we may indeed actually have the Elks Club up next here. That's the Lander Elks, number 2317. And I see the Elks mascot coming into frame here as a well-decorated float. Lander Elks Lodge passing by now as we will have them followed up with Apple Valley Tree and Lawn Care. It says their 2012 International Bucket Truck is decorated in patriotic colors. I believe that's coming here very shortly after the Elks Club. I've never seen the Elks mascot before. Cool to see that out and about. If you're listening on KOVE Radio, don't forget you can watch the parade by finding County 10's YouTube channel. Give that a subscribe if you can. And every time we go live with coverage around Fremont County, that'll pop up and notify you that something's going on that you can check out. Of course, as we roll into fall and winter, we'll have more Fremont County sports coverage, live streaming Lander Valley High School football and basketball, and live streaming on County 10's YouTube of Riverton High School football and basketball. More from the Lander Elks Club, their trailer and Razor rolling by. Feel a couple of raindrops, much to the dismay of our producer Wyatt Barijka, who is attempting to keep our equipment dry. Normally at the 4th of July parade, we only worry about the fire truck spraying water, but some raindrops and cloudy conditions. Wind starting to whip up a little bit here as well, as you may be able to see on some of the American flags that are coming. Well, it doesn't take long to get the parade numbers out of order, which is just something we've learned to deal with and not a big deal. But you see Justice Jacobs, local Lander State Farm agent. And here comes Apple Valley Tree and Lawn Care. Another well-decorated float with that bucket truck. And several American flags. And the Lander Shrine Club, always one of the favorites, making its way towards us. Their Shrine Train and their T-cars, little mini cars that I never know how the Shriners actually get in. But all the kids every year seem to be very excited by the Shriners as they toss out some candy in front of us. First opportunity for a little super soaker action is coming down the way here as you see some waterworks from one of the parade floats. Raindrops here on Landers Main Street intensify a little bit. Still a light mist, but I would say that rain is picking up a bit. Lander Old Timers Rodeo Association having some fun with water as you see the battle there between the kids on the float and the kids in the crowd as they spray each other. County 10 sports director / producer extraordinaire Wyatt Barijka doing a good job of covering all of our equipment with umbrellas, which really is rare for the 4th of July. Mid-50s and rain starting to fall. Does not stop the spirit and the fun, though, here at the Pioneer Days Parade. 129th Pioneer Days Parade this year. I've had the opportunity to chat with some Lander locals and some folks from outside of the area who have come back for the parade this weekend, who have memories of attending for decades, as far back as the 40s and 50s, and what a big deal this parade has been for a lot of folks here for a whole lot of different years. Scrambling to keep our equipment dry. If I sound A little distracted. Hope you're enjoying the sights and the sounds of the 129th Lander Pioneer Days Parade. Coming by now, Gary Higgins with an homage to the Wyoming Mormon Trail site. As you see some hand carts and wagons. And Carl Falcon is marching as flag bearer. He's representing the Wind River chapter of the American Sons of the Revolution. The Greg T. Cross Ranch as a group of Western horseback riders. The expression is "don't rain on my parade," and that's exactly what is happening here from the 129th Lander Pioneer Days Parade. There go the Lander Vision Center flip folks. The pun is the "Oh Say Can You See" float, which is very clever from the Lander Vision Center. Wind River Food Sovereignty Project is coming up next. They've got some kids and adults riding on their float, promoting the Wind River Farmers Market. That's a great looking float that is rolling by right now. Lots of great decorations, and always enjoy supporting the Wind River Farmers Market and some of our local producers. Donald sells 1929 Ford Model A Coupe. There's a great looking automobile now. You see one of the many unicyclers that are usually out and about, which is a skill that I definitely don't think I could ever figure out. There's a 1958 Jeep. And the Wind River Job Corps float is coming up next. The Wind River Job Corps, of course, has a lot of great success stories. We're able to highlight some of those for you once in a while at county10.com. A big semi-truck giving a honk to the crowd. Still a good atmosphere here despite the chilly, rainy conditions in Lander this morning. Lots of kids in front of us here at 6th and Main. A couple other shout-outs I want to give here while I am thinking of it. Big shout-out to the future site of Pushroot Brewing and the new Lander Motel, which are still, both of those are still very much under construction. But Fabian Lobera and Matt and Katie with Pushroot Brewing kind enough to offer us room in their parking lot. Not only that, they offered us pancakes first thing this morning, very hospitable, and I'm really excited for both of those businesses to open as we spruce up the already great Lander downtown. And excited to have another brewery in Fremont County, too. Another good place to hang out, in addition to Lander Brewing Company. Lots of fun things happening in downtown Lander, Wyoming. Glad you're with us wherever you're tuned in from. And again, if you're watching on County 10's YouTube, hit us with a comment. Let us know where you're tuned in from. Would love to know where we're broadcasting to this morning. Buffalo Barbecue coming up at Lander City Park. Basically following this, it's kind of the move for a lot of folks is to go from this area over to the... What's that?
The last parade entries. Can I text you this?
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you.
What number do you end at?
81.
You have 81?
So the Wind River Realty Group is coming by now as we get some late additions here to the parade I'm being handed. Wind River Realty Group say they're excited to experience a wild and exciting 4th of July celebration. And I know they've been very busy in the local housing market. At the old-fashioned saloon parade float there, looking good for Wind River Realty, and we follow them up with the Fremont County Fair Royalty. The Fair Queen this year is Charene Dewey. Dewey has graduated from Shoshone High School this summer. She graduated in May. The Junior Queen is Heidi Shade. Heidi is a junior at Lander Valley High School. Fremont County Fair Junior Queen attendant is Sam Wall, a sophomore at Lander Valley High School. 2023 Fremont County Fair Princess is Remington Prince. Remington attends Shoshone Middle School. The Princess attendant is Kimberly Weber. Weber is going to be a 7th grade student at Lander Middle School. And the Junior Princess is Raven Vucek. Raven is going to be a 6th grader at Riverton Middle School this year. Congratulations to all the Fremont County Fair royalty this year. Wyoming.com float. Headed by now. Decorated with the internet tower in the back and red, white, and blue balloons. Wyoming and American flag hanging out the back of the Wyoming.com float. And the Shoshone National Forest Wildland Fire Engine is next up here and probably on your screen right now. They're the first national, or the Shoshone is America's first national forest set aside by President Benjamin Harrison in 1891 as part of the Yellowstone Timberland Reserve and declared a national forest in 1905. I spent quite a bit of time thanking our Lander volunteer firefighters, but also a big shout out to our wildland firefighters as well. Hopefully not as busy of a year for them with all the moisture we've had in Fremont County this year, as more of it comes down on our parade here today. But it has been a moisture-filled year. Most snowfall ever recorded in most Fremont County spots over the winter. And then so far this summer has been all about the rain, a couple of days of hail, and a chilly 4th of July. Woke up this morning thinking, all right, 4th of July parade, I can do shorts and t-shirt, and instantly went outside and went, it's jacket weather. I've got to get my coat on. And I don't think I'm taking it off for a while right now based on the current circumstances. Start to hear some music coming down the block for the first time as the Tinderwoods are playing on the next float. I believe that's our friend Adam Kirkpatrick. Try to pick up some of the audio from the Tinderwoods. That's Adam's hit song that he wrote last year called Party Like a Patriot. And if you'd like to hear that in full, it's available on social media. Take a moment here to thank another one of our great sponsors making parade coverage possible, Benchmark Dental. This 4th of July, Benchmark Dental wants to wish you a sparkling, joyful Independence Day as you gather with loved ones, light up the grill, and bask in the glow of fireworks. Remember to keep your smile shining bright. Happy 4th of July from Benchmark Dental in Riverton, where we celebrate freedom and healthy smiles. Such an interesting mix from the crowd here as you get a lot of the traditional 4th of July tank top and short outfits, but there are other folks who have quickly ran to get hoodies on and dress a little more according to the forecast. There was a 4th of July maybe 4 or 5 years ago here in Lander that was very chilly that I remember I needed a hoodie for, but that was, I think, even warmer than it is today. Still some mist in the air, but luckily most of those larger raindrops have stopped at this point. Wind River Hotel and Casino coming into your screen now. Wind River Hotel and Casino went through that expansion project a few years ago and continue to add things. Of course, the sports book is one of their newer wings, but they've also got a historical museum, and they've got Northern Arapaho dancers Tuesday evenings at 6 o'clock, basically all summer long. Colorful floats make their way through, and they toss out some pixie sticks to some onlookers. I've been handed a revised parade itinerary about 4 times now, and we've gone from 74 floats to 81 and now 89. As one of the organizers told me, there were about 40 last-minute additions, so if I don't get everybody on here, it's either me not paying enough attention or there's a bit of disorganization with the lineups. Lander Valley High School's class of 2013 reunion float is coming by now on the flatbed trailer, celebrating their 10-year high school reunion. Pioneer Days Parade typically has a lot of class reunions going on here, as we'll see a few more of those. I believe the class of 83 is not far behind them. If the current agenda I have remains true. There is the class of 83. They say 40 years strong on the side of the black Camaro. Class of 2013 have stopped just off camera in front of us, but throwing a few water balloons into the crowd now. As, like I said, it can literally rain on our parade. It can be a chilly 4th of July, but the spirit and the fun in the community of Lander perseveres through just about everything. Let you know that some new programming coming up here on KOVE tomorrow morning. From 7 to 9, the Today in the 10 show will take over. I would invite you to tune in to Vince Tropea and myself for a little bit of a new twist to some of the things you already know on KOVE Radio, as we see Northern Inc. headed by on their Western-themed float. Give a big shout out to some of you watching on YouTube right now. Jared is with us, and happy 4th, everyone. Be safe. Cheryl is tuned in from Torrington. Just was in the Torrington area not long ago. Susie watching from super hot Phoenix, Arizona. Susie, I'm jealous right now. Maybe not when it gets to 110, but instead of this 50-degree overcast weather. Larry is tuned in from Juanita, Nebraska. Zeke is viewing on County 10's YouTube channel from Springfield, Missouri. So, welcome all of you, and thanks for letting us know where you're tuned in from. If you want to drop us a comment on County 10's YouTube channel, we'd love to give you a shout-out, and just really fun for me to see where folks are tuned in from. There goes the Lander Pizza Hut, soaking the crowd with those super soakers. Unfortunately, not handing out slices of pizza, though. I would like to see that next year. Melissa Hemken is coming through now. And Melissa raises heritage poultry with Melissa Hoff Hatchery. Melissa Hoff is the farm. Hoff is German for farm. And Melissa is a Lander local. Deanna Bush and Alma Campbell are next up on horseback. Wishing everyone a happy 4th of July here, it says, in the Lander Pioneer Days program. Right back at you, Deanna and Alma. The Lander Masters Special Olympics are coming through next. They've got a 30-foot-long trailer float, decorated well with American flags on either side. And right behind them is Lucas Fiddler. Program says Luke Fiddler's family and friends. There's some classic John Deere tractors set to follow them. Glad you're with us. Again, the 129th edition of the Lander Pioneer Days Parade. I'm Jared Anderson. Short my co-host that I had last year, Charene Herrera, on the broadcast as she's in DuBois, ready to bring you the DuBois Parade coming up at 2 o'clock. You can watch that here also on County 10's YouTube channel. Thank you to Sage West of Lander and Riverton making the parade possible. They say that as we celebrate the spirit of Independence Day and our freedom this glorious 4th of July, Sage West Healthcare would like to extend a heartfelt greeting to our community. May your day be filled with joy, laughter, and good health. Happy 4th of July from Sage West, where we're committed to health and happiness. Sage West works closely with Guardian Flight, and we weren't able to get on in time before the parade, but Guardian Flight did their traditional flyover with one of the helicopters this year up and down Main Street, and that's always a crowd favorite, especially for the kids on hand here to kick off the parade as you start to see some classic John Deere tractors. I believe the tractors, at least according to my program, are being driven by Lucas Fiddler. This is Luke Fiddler's family and friends. Couldn't tell for a moment there if he was in the station wagon that preceded the tractors or if he's on the tractors, but either way, good-looking tractors. My 3-year-old son particularly enjoying seeing the tractors out and about. Also could have been blended in there with Ben Hickok's 1953 Farmall Cub and a restored 1949 Farmall Cub. So Ben Hickok, I think, with the tractors right there. And Andy Jacobson rolling by now in a 1960 Jeep, followed by a 1962 Jeep and a 1951 Jeep. My thanks again to our production coordinator, Wyatt Barijka, bringing you all the sights here from the Lander Pioneer Days Parade. And with any luck, you'll be able to get to DuBois and bring you that parade by 2 o'clock. Spending his 4th of July working hard so that you're able to enjoy it. Quite a few viewers on County 10's YouTube channel all over the country. We gave a shout out to Phoenix, Springfield, Missouri, Torrington, and I know a lot of folks watching from right here in Fremont County. So thank you for being part of it. Thank you for being here, and happy 4th of July to you. Lander Spay and Neuter Clinic is coming by now with the Sterile Ferals as their mascot. Lander Valley High School's class of 2003 coming past us now, so celebrating their 20-year high school reunion. Class of 03. And you see Cameron Pitts, 2019 Toyota Tundra, with his trailer decorated, followed by the Eastern Shoshone Indian Days Junior Princess, which is Chloe Adams. Chloe in the back of that truck as the princess wave down. Central Wyoming College tossing out lots of goodies to the folks here, and Rusty the Rustler is on the motorcycle in the back. Rusty Rustler followed by Maverick. Maverick is being pulled by a 2016 Jeep Wrangler. And there is a lot of Super Soaker action happening in the back of the Maverick as the raindrops pick up again here from the Lander Pioneer Days Parade. Done a lot of weather broadcasts outside. I've never done a rain-soaked parade, though. But like I said, it's chilly for a 4th of July. It's a little bit damp, but the attitude and the party atmosphere in downtown Lander, Wyoming are persevering. It'll be a crowded Main Street all day. People from all over the country flock to Lander as one of the destinations for the best 4th of July celebrations. For the first time in a long time, had the option of celebrating the 4th of July somewhere out of state this year and instantly said no thank you. There's nowhere I'd rather be than Lander, Wyoming for a 4th of July. I know Wyatt is from the Cody area, and Cody boasts a great 4th of July celebration as well, but those are the two you hear about in Wyoming. I know there's a lot going on, but it's Cody and it's Lander, ranked basically 1A and 1B. Hometown Oil in their semi with the American flag and the POW MIA flag is coming by now. And they're followed. My program says by Girl Scouts. I don't see any Girl Scouts. I do see Karina Ingerson and her 1954 Chevy 3100. Well-decorated float coming by next from the Spotted Buffalo Dog Boarding, Training, and Grooming Center. They've got a inflatable dog with an American flag top hat. The Spotted Buffalo in the Riverton area. And they're doing well with the kids with handfuls of candy being tossed out in front of us. Lander Girls Softball League coming up next. A lot of kiddos on that parade float. Softball season in full swing. Pun intended there, as we're lucky enough on KOVE to bring you Lander Legends and Lobos baseball this summer. When's your next game, Wyatt? When is it, Wyatt? Friday? Can watch more baseball with Wyatt Barijka on County 10's YouTube channel. Another reason you should subscribe to the YouTube if you want to know more of what's happening in Fremont County. Sleeping Bear RV Park and Campground is wheeling by us now. Want to thank, again, Allstate Agent Bill Brown in Riverton this 4th of July as we celebrate the spirit of freedom. Allstate and the Brown Agency in Riverton would like to wish you a joyous Independence Day. Whether you're gathering with loved ones or enjoying a peaceful day of reflection, stay safe and protected with Allstate. Lander Valley High School's dance team on your screen now. They won a state championship not long ago. A lot of athletic success at LVHS the last few years. Several state championships. And, of course, can't talk about LVHS without mentioning their fantastic swim program. The question for the boys' swimming program is, how long does that streak last? One of the best stories in the country, sports-wise. Rising Stars Gymnastics were one of my favorite floats last year. They have trampolines on the back of a moving flatbed and a whole lot of young ladies showing off more athletic ability, doing some flips and cartwheels, and I'm sure things that are much more complex than I'm able to describe to you, but a lot of gymnastics action going on now. And what's crazy is not only that they can do that, but that they can do that while on a moving vehicle. Eagle Bronze will be next up. Eagle Bronze from just outside of Lander city limits. Really fun place to tour if you've never been. I've had the good fortune of being there a couple of times, and really, really unique, interesting work. They've done a lot of things here locally, but have also made statues of big famous places across the country. Dallas-Fort Worth area has a lot of their bronze work. And Eagle Bronze will be followed by the Eastern Shoshone Indian Days Queen. Which is McKaylin Bear. I see the name Jolena Durst on the side of the truck, though, so I've got McKaylin Bear in my program. I've got Jolena Durst, or Jolena Dust, I beg your pardon, Jolena Dust as the queen on the side of the truck, so we'll just give them both a shout-out. As the Eastern Shoshone Indian Days Powwow is one of my favorite Fremont County events every summer in Fort Washakie, largest powwow in Wyoming. Friends of South Pass coming by next. Gold Rush Days on the way at South Pass City. So many fun things here in Fremont County, especially this time of year. Shoshone Indian Days, South Pass Gold Rush Days. Lots to look forward to, and certainly one of the things that I look forward to and my family does all year is this event here, the Lander Pioneer Days Parade. My name's Jared Anderson. Thanks for putting up with listening to me, but hope you're enjoying the video on County 10's YouTube channel or the commentary on KOVE as Walter Osborne makes his way through the parade route now in a 1929 Ford Coupe. It's always amazing to see vehicles, especially from the 20s, that are so well maintained or restored. Kenneth Osborne's 1930 Ford pickup is right behind, with an oil derrick in back. Cool old vehicles continue as Curtis Hayes has a 1928 Model A. Earl Osborne is driving a 1931 Model A Ford right after the 28 Model A as well. And here come the Lander Lobos, 2022 Wyoming State Champions, into the frame. And a lively float with a bunch of youngsters in back throwing out candy. KOVE, proud to be home of Lander Lobos baseball all season long. You can watch some of their games, Wyatt brings you on the YouTube stream as well. I have a band up next year. I'd love to give a shout out to the band. My program says Toddworth Farmers Insurance, so I'm not sure if that's the sponsor of the band or if the Farmers Insurance crew have started their own band or if we're just out of order, which is probably the case. See if I can track that down for you, but we'll let you listen to some local music here. Doing a little Ramones cover on the back of the float right there with a round of applause from the crowd. Thanks again to Push Root Brewing, the future home of it, for allowing us their space, and the new Downtown Lander Motel, which I'm not sure it's going to be named the Downtown Motel anymore, but a big restoration process underway. Fabian Lobera and crew, thanks to them for reserving a space for us, setting us up, and taking care of us. Ameritech with their equipment truck and trailer coming by now. And I believe a keg on back of Ameritech. Not the 4th of July until you see a keg on a parade float. Wyoming mini trucks up next. That is part of Ameritech, I believe, as I see the Ameritech logo on the side of the mini trucks float. There's a t-shirt cannon. I don't know if I've seen a t-shirt cannon at a Lander parade before. That's a pretty good idea. As they shoot out some t-shirts to the crowd. More parade coverage continues at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Charene Herrera in DuBois is ready to bring you the DuBois Parade, which has become a really fun event. It always has been, but it seems even more amplified with a lot of folks going to DuBois, and the National Museum of Military Vehicles really helping spruce that parade up with some of their vehicles in it. The Black Hills Energy crew coming by now with American flags on their Black Hills Energy trucks. You don't often think of power companies until you absolutely need them, but when the power goes out or when there's a storm, they respond to emergency situations too, including fires and anything they might need to be on hand for. So shout out to the team here from Black Hills Energy, Wyoming cowboy flag in back of their first vehicle on by. Fremont County Fair ambassadors are also going to start to roll into your screen here soon. And we've reached the part where there's a lot of late entries that I'm trying to catch up on. I'd like to thank the Hampton Inn in Riverton, making our parade coverage possible. This 4th of July, celebrate your freedom with the Hampton Inn and Suites. Wishing you a star-spangled holiday filled with joy, laughter, unforgettable memories. Hampton Inn and Suites at 2500 North Federal Boulevard in Riverton. Had a buddy recently spend a good chunk of time at the Hampton Inn, and apparently they do not only a hot breakfast, but many nights of the week they offer a hot dinner as well for folks who are staying with them. I don't know many hotels that offer a dinner that's complimentary, but Hampton Inn going above and beyond, and they're always supporting a lot of things here that we do with County 10. So good community supporters at Hampton Inn and Riverton. Doing some moving and grooving are the Fremont County Fair ambassadors. The emphasis on moving with the cow on back. Raindrops pick up again here on Landers Main Street. Just kind of on and off, light drizzle throughout the morning, which is probably good for fireworks. Maybe not great for radio equipment to be out and about in the rain. Guardian Flight as their parade float, as we saw them do the flyover earlier, and now here they are on the ground tossing out candy. Good, glad they didn't toss out candy from the helicopter. Lander Pride float going by now. They're with the group PFLAG. I don't have the acronym in front of me. And there's a gentleman named Preston who's riding his side-by-side, my notes tell me. So there goes Preston, followed by WRTA bus lines. As slowly but surely we're nearing the conclusion of the 129th Lander Pioneer Days Parade. WRTA bus float, followed by another WRTA vehicle for Safe Ride, which is a great option if you are going to be indulging in some adult beverages today or anytime, really. Safe Ride number to call is 851-9800. Just put that in your phone, especially if you're going out and about. Have as much fun as you can. Just don't get behind the wheel impaired. Dr. Siebersma is given by. The sign says still practicing, just not delivering, so no longer delivering babies, but still practicing medicine. My late edition notes just say dirt bikes for that one, so there's the dirt bikes as they rev up the engine. Lander volunteer firefighters are within sight now here at 6th and Main Street in downtown Lander, which marks the conclusion. Goes another Eastern Shoshone Indian Days Princess. And my notes say this is called Fishing for Fun, as a large boat on the back of a flatbed trailer makes its way through now. Class of 1993 is going to have a couple of more additions here before we wrap things up, and we will also see the Lander Search and Rescue Group, as well as the Cross T Ranch. Cross T Ranch have a couple of folks on horseback. They'll be first. And then coming into view is the class of 1993, which had a float earlier and apparently have a second one. Maybe you just get done with the first one and then you race back to get on the second float a little later in the parade. Fremont County Search and Rescue, big thank you to all of those volunteers and folks that offer search and rescue services. I know they've had a busy summer, and that's not untypical. The 129th edition of the Lander Pioneer Days Parade to wrap up here with the Lander Volunteer Firefighters making their way down Main Street, nearing our broadcast position here at 6th and Main. And then, of course, the waterworks really get underway at about 5th and Main as they turn on the big hoses from above at 5th and Main. And you see a lot more people than usual packing up here before the water starts. And frankly, a lot of people already a little bit of rain soaked from